Hola niños. This is a piñata making video. Things that you will need for this activity, maybe during April vacation or the weekend, is the following. You will need a cardboard box, such as this one, or cereal box. Something that you'll be able to, that isn't too thick of a cardboard, and you can open up and then be able to make a figure or the shape that you would like to use. The next thing you need is scissors, white glue, newspapers, and masking tape. So the first step is you will want to find a design. What a piñata you would like to make, what shape, and draw something. You can draw it directly on the cardboard. I think I'm going to make a taco piñata. So for that, the first thing you'll do is draw on the box. The shape of the taco is there, ready for me to begin. Then I can also draw where I would like to cut the cardboard around it to join it to the other side. I will proceed now to cut this edge, which is then going to overlap with the other side. So I'll show you what will happen when we bend this flap like this, and then on this side as well. Ready to glue and tape these edges. This is what it's going to start looking like once you tape this together. You see, inside it's hollow for the candy and toys to go in. But in the meantime, you're closing and taping it all together here before we go on to the next step. You are probably wondering what happens if I close it and how will I be able to put in any toys or candy. So what happens is we seal it all, and at the very end, once we have decorated our taco with the tissue paper, which I forgot to show you, but it's on our list. After you apply the tissue paper on, you will make a shape like this that you will cut open a little. You will pour some glue into a container, and using a brush, you will put some glue on the piñata directly and cover the surface on which you're going to place the tissue paper. I'll show you what comes next. You place or brush onto the surface evenly. It doesn't have to be too thick of the glue. Once you're almost done with closing your piñata over here, you will see inside it is hollow and plenty of space to put candy and toys for your piñata. but you do need to seal it all. We will later, you will draw something like this, some lines like this after you've decorated your piñata, and this is where you're going to cut a hole that where you can put all your toys and treats or fruit snacks or candy. But in the meantime, don't worry about it. You need to close it all up and seal it in order to begin the next step of the either paper mache, and that for that you will use newspaper with white glue. If you don't have white glue at home, I will tell you what are the measurements of using flour and water to make a mixture for paper mache. The next step will be to cut strips of newspaper at about more or less 1 inch wide to 1.5 inches. So you can mark it like this on the newspaper to make it easy for you. And then you're going to cut these strips alongside. And if it's a small piñata, you don't need too many, but a good amount, because you'll be using this to wrap your piñata. And the mixture will be some water with the white glue or flour and water mixture for the paper mache. You will pour some water in a bowl and a little bit of glue, this Elmer's glue, and mix it with the water. You more or less, you want it to be very watery, and mix it very well. If you use warm water, the glue actually dissolves much better into the mixture. You mix it up like this, and you don't need too much water. I'll show you more or less. This is the bowl, and I only filled up a little bit. And I will begin putting in a strip at a time into the mixture. And I want to get it completely inside the water, but I do want to drain it like this so that I take out the excess water. And then I will begin applying onto my piñata this way. You see, it's all wet, and I will continue putting layers onto the piñata, covering all the surface. You see, this will help making the piñata stronger so that when you hit the piñata to break it, it won't break so easily. So several coats of this newspaper will make it harder. You won't notice right now, but the next day, in a day, it will dry and you'll see what it looks like tomorrow. I am now finished, and I have put a layer of newspaper with this mixture all over the taco, as you can see. Now I need to let it dry until tomorrow for the next step. In this next step, you will proceed to getting your tissue paper ready, for which you will cut strips, again about 1 inch like this, with the tissue paper folded, you see? And then you will be cutting it this way, and you will see why. Don't cut it all the way up, just very carefully your strip all the way this way. And then when you open it up, this is what you have. Strips like this of tissue paper that you will use to decorate your piñata. So you will need, again, white glue, but not mixed with water, just plain white glue. You will pour some glue into a container, and using a brush, you will put some glue on the piñata directly and cover the surface on which you're going to place the tissue paper. I'll show you what comes next. You pour it, you put place or brush onto the surface evenly. It doesn't have to be too thick of the glue. When you have finished with the glue, you will take the strips of paper and start gluing them on, beginning from the bottom here. And with your fingers, you don't even need scissors, but you may use scissors. You cut the end if it's too long. And then you're going to overlap very closely. You can see how I've overlapped the paper. And you continue placing this overlapping tissue paper until you cover all the piñata. Okay, niños. So now you are able to draw eyes on your piñata or continue decorating it and glue on all your decorations. You can be as creative as you like. And I have some other tissue paper here, so my taco can have some strips of tomato on the top, or cheese, or anything else I would like to add to it. I have added some tomato, and I can add other colors on the top. Endless decorations. Now, I want to put some toys and maybe some sweets in it, healthy snacks. So to open it up and put things inside, I'm going to go to the back of the piñata and draw where I will be cutting. And you can either cut this with scissors, or if it's a little dangerous, have your parents help you. Cut this hole here. So I cut open, and in here I will insert my candy or toys. Next, and then you can patch it up with any leftover tissue paper you may have, or just tape it. Use a piece of tape to tape the hole. Now I'm going to teach you how to string it so that you can hang it, or you can leave it like this. Some rope or string, and then make a hole in the front here and the back, right through the back. Pull the rope through and tie it, and you'll be able to hang your piñata outside over a branch with a larger rope. And this is your piñata, or hang it in your room as decoration. So have fun making this little piñata, doing it by yourself. Adios.